Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys,
Hey
preemptive
guys,
like Jinx. Do you guys have that? Jinx owe me a Coke. Let's go. German high school culture shock from an American exchange student. Preemptive like Caroline Ruby. I did a preemptive sub. Let's learn. I'm interested. It has been a long time since I've been in high school. All right. I graduated in 2011. Just to put it in perspective, 13 years. But I think I remember a good amount to maybe give some input.
welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, and today I'm going to be comparing German and American high school.
Hey.
So I've been in my German school for about 2 weeks now, and this is just kind of what I've noticed, like the big differences, and I just wrote them down, so if you see me looking down, that's why.
Fair. Extracurricular activities. I don't know if she's going to get into that, but sports. I'm always confused how that works over in Europe. I guess you guys go more to clubs, like junior clubs that then can recruit you to play professional sports, and it's not as, high school sports, college sports, and then professional like it is over here.
Okay, so my first German school culture shock is that everyone dresses really nice. Like, I have barely seen any German teenagers wear athleisure, like leggings and stuff. Basically everyone wears jeans and nice tops too. Like, everyone looks very put together. Another thing that I find kind of funny is the guys usually wear tighter jeans, like skinny jeans, and the girls wear the baggier mom jeans. Another big difference is that they don't have AC in the school, so you have to open windows. So
I would die on a hot day. The jeans, I never liked jeans. They're uncomfortable to me. And it's ironic because I feel like they're always marketed as the comfortable everyday wear, especially skinny jeans. I don't think I can say I've never worn them in my life. To each their own. I'm not going to judge anyone on fashion. I think I'm probably the least fashionable person on this planet. But yeah, it sounds very uncomfortable. And no AC.
at least at my school, my gymnasium, there's two people that sit by windows that open, and every time you go in that class, you have to open the window. A really big difference in German schools is that you don't switch classrooms.
My God, she's saying so many things I have questions about already. Gymnasium. What is that? Is that the school itself? Because over here, the gymnasium, is where you usually go for gym class. And it's usually the biggest room in the school. And it's almost always a basketball court style with a bunch of basketball backboards, rims all around the room, and then bleachers on either side, and you can play badminton. I love badminton. It's my favorite. Floor hockey, basketball, obviously, handball. But it's different for you guys. Gymnasium is something different entirely.
For example, back in my high school in the US, if I had biology, I would go to the biology room where the biology teacher was. If I had math, I would go to the math room. But here in Germany, you have a designated classroom that you stay in with the same people, and then the teachers are the ones that switch. So
that's so you don't have the nervousness of I got to get to my next class, especially when you're a freshman, or early in the year freshman. You don't know where a lot of stuff is. You got to ask, people, upperclassmen. But you guys just, I don't see anything wrong with that, unless you have a science lab. I'm sure you have lab rooms.
So when I have math class, I'm with the math teacher, and then the math teacher leaves, and the English teacher will come in. Another big difference, and this one I really like, there's very frequent...
That I feel like that was the case in much earlier school. First, second, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. But after that, middle school, high school, I think it was, you went... not I think, I know. you would go to your class, not the teacher.
Another big difference, and this one I really like, there's very frequent breaks in German high school. So the classes are 45 minutes long, but sometimes there's double sessions, at least in my school. So if I have 2 math classes in a row, we do those, and then we have like a 5 to 10 minute break, and then we have a longer like 30-minute lunch break or something like that. But basically there's breaks after like every class, so you can talk and eat and just hang out outside and have a break from wearing your mask. In my American high school,
COVID time. When was this made? 2 years ago. So yeah, obviously we didn't have to
we
do
only
with that.
had 1 break, and that was lunchtime. The only other breaks we had were like switching between classes,
Which isn't
and those
really
are
a
only
break.
like 4 minutes long, so you basically have time to go to the bathroom and go to your class.
Or your locker. I would barely ever use my locker. Except for the really big textbooks. Even then, not really.
So I really like the breaks at my gymnasium. Another big difference is that there's no cafeteria. So in my American high school, the school day was like 7 hours long, and then you would have a lunch break in the middle of the day, like 30 to 45 minutes.
Is it your class?
And you would eat and catch up on schoolwork if you had to.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean there's no cafeteria? So you don't have hot lunch. I'm not letting her finish. I need to let her finish, and she might answer my question.
And then you would have a lunch break in the middle of the day, like 30 to 45 minutes, and you would eat and catch up on schoolwork if you had to. And there's like a designated room for that. Like you go to the cafeteria, you buy your food, or if you brought lunch, you eat your packed food. So that's what my American high school was like. But in my German gymnasium, there is no cafeteria. There's no designated eating place. Usually during the breaks, people just snack on like a protein bar or apples or something like that. And they just stand and talk with their friends while they eat. And specifically at my gymnasium, there's like a little food stand, and you can buy some typical German, I guess, like baked goods
Pretzels.
there. So there's like a Dampfnudel, I don't know how to say it right, pretzels, and then there's some candy bars too. So you can buy food, but there's no designated lunch area. Another really major difference between my American and German high school is the time. So like I said,
Okay, I just want to make sure that she was done talking about cafeteria. So you guys don't have what we would say hot lunch? Some people don't like their school food, right? They complain about it. I loved my high school food. Like my mom would pack my lunch if I wanted to, but I just, the wrap stand, oh my God. The buffalo chicken wrap was so good. Like it was so, if that was a place like where I could go now and pay for the food, I would do it. It was that good. I loved it that much. That's crazy. You guys didn't have a cafeteria. Interesting. Obviously, if anyone had a different experience or anything to say in the comments, I'd love to hear it.
between my American and German high school is the time. So like I said earlier, in my American high school, I woke up at like 6 to go to school, and then I would be there for 7 hours. And in my German gymnasium, it's not like that. Let me go grab my schedule real quick, and that will explain.
That sounds about right for me, too. I think you had to be in homeroom at like 7:45, and then classes started at 8:05 because homeroom would end at 8. Homeroom, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys have homeroom. When we get to school, you don't just go right to your first class. You go to your homeroom, which is alphabetically. My last name starts with M. It's not McJibbin, by the way. It's close. But starts with M, and so I would be with like the L's and M's and N's. You go there, they take attendance, see if you're there, and then Pledge of Allegiance, which, as I've grown older, I realize isn't as normal around the world, kind of North Korea-esque. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's creepy that I can still remember that. I feel that's North Korea moment. But yeah, forget it. Just go.
It better. Okay, so this is my schedule.
Oh. Is that religion? You have a religion class? Biology? DE? Is that Deutsch? Deutsche? Is that like German class? Ooh. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag. Oh, she did it right here. Violet, history. Blues, language. Gray is geography. Okay.
So as you can see, every day is different. The classes I take are different, how long I'm in each class, the time of day I get out of school. So for example, on Monday, my classes start at 8:05 and end at 15:15, which is 3:15 for my American viewers. So that day is like a typical 7-hour school day. But on like Tuesday, my classes start at 8:05 but end at 13:15, which is 1:15. So it's a much shorter school day. I hope that explains.
What?
Explained it decently, but in the US, every day is the same, and then at half of the year, the classes change. So for example, in the US, I would have...
That didn't happen for me. I don't think the classes changed halfway through the year. Did they? Oh my God. No. No.
Of biology, Spanish, calculus, and social studies. And those would be my only 4 classes for the whole first part of the year. And then
she's making me second guess myself.
Halfway through the year, it would change to something different. But every day is the same, every day is the same length. So overall, it's a really big difference between the US and Germany.
Well, when she says everything's the same length, yeah, but I remember we would have, you would have 1 through 7 periods, like period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that'd be each your class. So like 1 would be math, 2 would be history, 3 would be Lang and Lit, or English class. Wait, that's a question I have for you guys. What is your name for English class? Because over here, it's not, well, I guess it is language. Obviously, we know English. American, we speak American over here. No, English. Sorry. But what do you guys call your... Do you just call it language and literature? The class where you read books and write papers, not history papers. Anyway, it's not important. So you have the periods 1 through 7, and sometimes they'd switch around. And I remember each day, one of the 1 through 7 would be excluded, and it would rotate. So like, do you know what I mean? You would have 6 classes each day, but you have 7 classes total. And so like, you might not have history on Monday, and then Tuesday you might not have math or something like that, So
another rule that I was kind of shocked by that's pretty different. In Germany, there's very strict phone usage rules in school. Like, you're not even supposed to have your phone out on lunch break. Like, you're not supposed to have it out on school grounds, basically, at all.
That might have been the case for
Most
us.
people take their phones to the breaks, but if you have them or you get caught with them in the classroom, like, they get taken away. In comparison to the US, that's really different, because in the US, normally some teachers would let us have our phones on the table. As long as we weren't like calling someone or texting someone while the teacher was speaking, it wasn't really that big of a deal.
That wasn't the case for us. I remember that. Even if you were walking around in the hallways, And a teacher, I remember an instance, I didn't give it to her. I actually just walked away. And then the principal actually pulled me by, and he was a really cool guy, and said like, oh, he didn't read it. Forget it. But yeah, it seems like my high school phone rules were more strict than hers, which I'm surprised of, because I would have thought that phones, as they gotten more, smartphones and everything, they would be more strict. But no.
But here it's a lot more strict. My last difference, I haven't seen that much at my school, but at other gymnasiums, like other people in the program have told me, smoking is really common among teenagers here in Germany, and not like smoking vapes, like smoking cigarettes. And it's so common that teachers and students will be smoking cigarettes like right outside the school grounds.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I've mentioned this a few times. Like, if you ever go to Europe, America has the obesity problem, and Europe seems to have the smoking problem. Not to say that there aren't smokers in the U.S., not to say there aren't overweight people in Europe, but there's a large difference. Which one is more obvious? I don't know. But no, I really don't remember people smoking cigarettes or vapes. Like, vapes weren't really a thing back when I was in school. Yeah, that didn't really happen.
Which is like completely unheard of in the US. Normally people will like vape in the bathrooms, which obviously isn't allowed, but people do that. And then overall, no one really smokes cigarettes in the US, especially not younger people.
Yeah, she said,
overall, no one really smokes
people,
cigarettes in the US, especially not younger people. I think it's pretty unfortunate that it's so common here because it's obviously not good for you, but it's definitely a big difference, and it's been interesting to see. Oh, I also have one more difference that I just thought of. So language classes are much different here than they are in the US. So I took like 3 years of Spanish in high school, and
6.
I only learned really basic vocabulary and phrases. Here in Germany, like in your first year of taking a language, Spanish for example, you're already forming sentences. The books for the class are all in Spanish. The teachers strictly speak in whatever language they're teaching, which I think is a much more effective way to learn because it's basically by immersion because you're forced to learn faster.
I remember one of the last Spanish classes I had, the teacher would only speak Spanish. It was so weird. Like the first day you walked in, he just didn't speak English, not a word. I was not a good student. Let me be clear. All right, C student, B maybe, D, yeah. C's mostly. I was not a good student. Let me be
so you can
clear
understand
there.
what the teacher is saying. And it's definitely a lot more effective because students here are bilingual, trilingual. Most Germans here speak multiple languages. So I think learning languages is definitely something the US can do better. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching.
Nice video.
I really hope you enjoyed it. It's been super interesting to like live this out and see the differences between the US and German high school. I was so surprised to see so many differences. But yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and stay tuned for my next video here in Germany.
It's a great video. Really interesting. I'm curious about extracurricular activities, stuff like after school stuff. Like, do you have band or something, or sports? Or is that just not as much of a thing? Nice video, though. Hope you guys are all doing well. Love y'all. Would appreciate any comments down below. Anything you have to say, any answers to any questions I had that weren't talked about in the video. Would appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next video. Bye.